formation of your lips moving. Chicken, these are intense.
I didn't invite you to have one.
How I did it, I just did it. Yes. Mike's already going. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah, you're like funny. Your dick tries to become an innie. I'm the scat man. Deep doop doop doop. Doop 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 doop. Deep doop doop doop. Why are you dressed all nice? How does it work? So you dress when you go to work a lot of the time? Nice.
Check.
Where's my snare? There's no snare in my headphones.
What's snare?
You know, that little rope trap they use to catch rabbits.
I have never gone rabbit hunting.
Well, that's not really hunting.
The
That's
thing
trapping.
is, it's trapping. You don't.
I've
have
never
to,
trapped an animal.
You gotta
You've never trapped an animal?
No. Unless you consider a domesticated dog trapped.
I'm clipping those nails, motherfucker.
If you don't tell me
You're
where
gonna get
your
a bath.
friends are.
Please,
You're gonna get a bath. You rolled around in deer
please,
shit.
no. Oh God, I found this video a while ago, and I showed it to my coworkers today. But it was this homeless man takes a dump in the street, and then
So far, so good.
It's security footage, right? So his camera's just fixed. Homeless man just shits on the sidewalk, basically, right there, and then gets up and walks away. Just squats, plops, and walks away. And then there's these two ladies walking a little dog, and the dog doesn't even sniff it or hesitate. Just walks up and boom, flops right into the pile of shit.
disgusting.
And they're like, "Dog, get out of there! Come here!" And drag it, and it smears along the sidewalk. And they're like, "What's going on? What's that? What are you? Oh no!" And you just kind of see like,
That's man shit.
that's man shit.
That's that man shit, bruh.
You just throw away the dog at that point.
You gotta.
You
What
just-
else do you do?
You let go of the leash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let
That's
go.
all right.
You let go of the leash in your hand and in your heart.
You got
Yeah.
yourself into this mess. Motherfucker. That's sorry.
Is that from something?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Guys, welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every week by inviting you to check out Caddyshack of Hamel, Illinois, caddyshacil.org. You can also find them at jacobv.com, jacobvi.com. There you can also find a link to the Patreon. Patreon.com/JacobV is the only way to support us financially with this show. And in return, you get access to hundreds of posts of exclusive content, video footage of concerts I do, and there's exclusive instrumental music, there's exclusive editorials. You get the editorials on a free tier. All the other content is $4 a month. The executive producer tier is anything above five or more a month. And this show today is executive produced by Neil Wolf and Doreen Priestley. 9/11 was this week.
Well, yep.
Did you see the clip of Biden saying, well, tonight we're going to watch the debate, and tomorrow I'm doing 9/11? Meaning he was going to the memorial.
Oh.
And because that's where he was on 9/11, was at the memorial with Trump and Kamala and...
In 2001?
No.
What were they doing there?
No. This week, on the anniversary, they were all there. And,
Yeah.
and that was just the morning after the debate. But the day of the debate, Joe Biden said, we're watching the debate, and then tomorrow I'm doing 9/11. Let's talk
That
about the
just
debate
tracks.
and get it out of the way.
Yeah, people want to talk about it.
Got dogs?
Apparently. Well, no, they're running out of dogs.
They're eating
Ohio.
the dogs.
And the cats.
They're eating the cats.
They're
eat
eating the
cat.
pets.
Eat the cat.
Oh, have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
okay.
That's there's dances. We were doing the
There's a
dance in the
whole-
library today.
There's a whole. It's nice. It's a
They're
good,
eating
fun
the
dance.
dogs. They're eating the
dogs,
cats.
and then the
eat
cats.
the cat. Eat the
Yep.
cat. And I hope
ears.
that's not happening. Didn't we talk about that last week?
Well,
That people were eating geese and shit?
my favorite thing is that what? Well, people do eat goose.
No, but weren't we talking about that people are eating geese and shit from parks where you're not supposed to do that?
Well, you shouldn't probably, but also what's stopping ya? I guess.
Did you watch the debate?
You could just. I saw the clips. You know, I got the cliff notes. But
I sat through the whole thing.
Nope. You couldn't have paid me to watch the debate. Why would I
was
want to do
upset.
that?
We got a lot of China. Millions and billions.
Yeah, I just keep seeing more and more shit about it. But
One
I mean,
time,
I
the
don't
West Virginia governor said something about something relating to Schmishmortion on the radio, and that is a clip I originally heard when Alex Jones was on Joe Rogan in 2019. So that's really where Trump stopped getting caught up on that specific issue.
Well, here's my whole thing: is that it just kept proving himself to be an idiot the whole time, and then he refused to accept defeat. He acted like it was rigged and blah blah blah. But they kept telling him like, "Hey, there's really nothing to support that anything that you're saying is true." And then some really good points were actually made in the debate by Kamala Harris
On both sides.
Sure, why not? But I just don't really care anymore. I think just whoever's younger, 2024 is what I'm going for.
Yeah, who's
'Cause
going to survive?
I'm sick of watching just old, dusty dudes say dumb shit and get away with it.
It is in part that they're dudes.
Old,
It
dusty
is so
folk.
refreshing to have a professional lady who's not 1,000 years old.
Yes.
She's not young either.
But she's not.
She's like our mom's age.
Yeah, she's not that old. Yeah.
But in the scope of that office, no, absolutely. I thought she was really strong. I'm not like positive about her all the time. But I don't know. I felt like the stuff of her that night that wasn't
points.
perfect. I felt like it made her look more authentic.
The Roe v. Wade stuff, I was
She
in
was
for
serving killer face. The faces.
The faces were.
that. The faces were.
I didn't realize watching it live
Just like
how
that.
long that pause was when she almost
One of my
called him a
favorites.
motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
When she almost
that was
said this
hilarious.
and this
Person.
former president.
Yeah.
president.
Because that's the thing. I thought maybe she was going to say man, but then she said, no, let's not make it about gender. Let's not make it about race. Let's not make it about age. Let's make it just about this guy. It's his
Yeah.
problem.
This motherfucker
So,
right here.
but that's the thing. I thought it was going to be this motherfucker.
She did that on purpose. She was like, "This fill in the blank."
This child of God. This child of God over here got me fucked up, though. And I thought she was going to get shook for a minute, realizing maybe how ugly he can be in person, because he was starting to get really nasty with her, and she had never met him before.
Really?
Like, and she went out of her way to introduce herself to him at the beginning of the thing. Him and Biden didn't greet each other at the last debate.
Petty.
And then she went up to
Petty.
him and said, Kamala Harris, let's have a
Tom
good debate.
Petty.
And he said, have fun. Which is fine.
They have
And-
ice cream in the
You gotta
back.
shake him with kindness.
And then that night, Taylor Swift endorses
yeah.
Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah,
I
but
think it
Trump
kind
is-
of read as in reaction to something Trump said about
Right.
women that like Harris.
But then Trump just is like, "I'm really more of a fan of Mrs. Mahomes."
Yeah, that should. Oh, I actually prefer Mrs. Mahomes. I'm like, I
Everybody's
didn't know
like,
Mrs.
who's
Mahomes.
that?
I didn't know Brittany Mahomes made music.
Yeah. Right.
Is she doing music?
I don't know. I guess maybe
He thinks
apparently she's
Taylor
a Trump
Swift
fan.
is just the girlfriend of a NFL
of
guy.
Travis Kelce. Yeah. Apparently.
Did you see he got a
If I were
breakup
to
contract
find-
from her?
If I were to pick any partner of an NFL player,
Well, my daughter's taken, so I like Brittany Mahomes.
there you go. Boom. There it is.
Wait, go back to the breakup contract?
Travis Kelce got a breakup contract. Like, if they were to break up the way it has to go. Can you look this up?
Sure.
Can you just type in Travis Kelce breakup contract?
Well, after so many albums,
What I
assume that
saw,
she has some sort of legalities.
that's the thing. He gets a certain amount of money for every album about their breakup.
Oh my god! That's
No, I
awesome.
made that part up.
I was about to say.
I made just that last
sounds
part.
legit.
It's that would be a little too
If
hard.
the shoe fits.
And this
it's
could
like,
totally be. I think I saw it on TMZ, and which is
like
my.
it.
I love TMZ. I love anything with an acronym. What does TMZ stand for? Don't do it.
television, music, zeitgeist.
Oh, if the zeitgeist if that was the thing, I would believe it. Actually, people love that word.
Total media zone.
Oh, apparently it's entirely false.
Okay, there is no update. This just in. There is no breakup contract. Of course there is. There has to be. There are rules. He ain't out there playing. He likes that royal honey.
Who?
Travis Kelce. I always see pictures of him getting caught buying royal honey. Do you know royal honey?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. TMZ is
TMZ,
an acronym
yeah.
for 30-mile zone. Were you looking that up?
Yep. Go ahead.
30 miles from where O.J. Simpson killed his family.
No, it's a term used in the film and television industry to refer to a studio zone in Los Angeles, California. The studio zone is 30 miles radius area centered on the intersection of Beverly Boulevard and La Cienega? Cienega? I don't know. Cienega Boulevard? I don't know. I think it's Spanish.
Cienega.
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 Yeah.
He's never been, guys. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I went to LA when I was like 12.
You saw Steve Martin in a Miata.
Yeah, and it was a little red car. I don't think it was Miata.
It was
I think
a fucking
it was
Miata.
older, like,
You
a kit
fucking
car.
bitch.
But it was Stephen Martin.
Cienega.
Cienega. That's what I said.
That's what I said.
No, it's not.
Cienega.
Can we break down how that's probably a problematic combination of syllables for us to keep saying?
It's Colombian.
It's Colombian,
That's the
but it
origin.
doesn't. I mean, if you know, can we not keep saying it?
Yeah, I could stop. I don't
Let's talk about Baltimore.
know. What about it? I've been there. Have you not been to Baltimore?
What happened to you in Baltimore?
Oh, we went on a little trip there, and we just kind of had a fun time. It's very much like an East Coast St. Louis, in my opinion. Really good food and drink scene.
Gunshots is what you mean.
There were some gunshots.
There were some cardboard and some
Yeah,
gunshots.
Sure, of course there were. But at the same time, there was some
who-
really cool.
why
little
did you
areas.
go?
I don't really remember. We were going on a little trip. It was around one of my birthdays. We saw Last Podcast on the Left Live, which is.
Oh, you did that there, I
second time.
remember.
We did that. But also, it's like we got to just kind of experience a new city together, and it was nice. And I've really never been to the East Coast much. So, Baltimore's not my first choice, but
No.
it was cool.
I was just meaning, let's talk about a place we can pronounce.
Baltimore. Maryland.
That's a Prince song that's really good. Prince had
fantastic.
a song called Baltimore.
Have you been to the East Coast?
No, I don't. Other than Florida, no,
That doesn't
hardly.
count. That's the South Coast.
Right. I have
The
been.
southern
I've
tip.
been to the eastern coast of Florida. I'm not a big coast guy. You know what I tell people? We got two of them right here, both sides of the Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
So stupid.
You got an east and a west coast right here,
I like it.
and that's how I feel. And I work it pretty hard. I do those bridges a lot. I'm always crossing bridges.
I hate crossing over.
To build bridges in my community.
Well, because my partner, my fiance, my bride-to-be, her family is in Illinois. So every time we go see them, we got to go across them bridges. And it's just, there's nothing fun immediately on the other side of the bridge.
No, that's the thing is I'm typically when I'm going, I'm being hired to bring fun there.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm typically going for a wedding or a concert or
usually just
an
go-
event of some kind.
I usually just go to get drunk on a boat or something.
See, when you quit drinking, you really don't end up in places you don't want to be.
That's probably the biggest.
Because you're
plus.
like, you know what? I'm not trying to chase this dragon and have fun. I'm going to go home
that
because I'm going to feel
liver-
the same way.
Liver health.
I wanted to break down kind of the regimen. Joe is saying he's going to try some of my regimen. And so I wanted to recommend this to you. What you do is you wake up at your normal time.
15 Diet Cokes.
This is part of it. You wake up at your normal time
And an
you-
ounce of weed.
You immediately begin ice and Diet Coke. And I have to do the ice because if I just do the Diet Coke, I get dehydrated.
Do you know what I do every morning?
And then can we do you next?
Yeah, we'll do me next.
So,
It's not weird. Okay.
and it's really the same. Whether I wake up at 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm typically writing just the cannabis and the Diet Coke constantly throughout that time until I get to the point where I can't take it anymore and I have to eat something. And at like a 3, 4, 5 o'clock hour, depending on the day, is when I'll finally eat something.
You don't eat food in the morning?
No, hardly ever.
You don't eat lunch?
If I haven't eaten breakfast, sometimes I'll eat lunch. But that's like typically on a working day. But on a day where I'm not like working, I won't typically eat lunch. I'll eat dinner early or lunch late, and that'll be the only thing I eat.
My work burns a good fair amount of calories.
I know, but you're
so
eating poison
I get
every
a
day for
calorie
$3
base.
at Quick Trip.
No. Also, they took that deal away the week after I brought it
They
up.
took away your fame. We should bring it back for the
deal,
pod.
and I'm very upset that it's gone.
The Baby Brother signature QT bundle.
Now that QT bundle is $8.
That's how they get you. These fucking people.
Fucking upsetting.
This is what happened with the Bluebell ice cream, or is it Baby Bell?
Blue Bunny.
Bluebell is the one that came from Texas.
Bluebell. It was on sale when they first brought it to Schnucks for like $5 for half a gallon, and now it's like $9, like everything else.
Inflation, yeah.
It's not inflation. It's an introductory price to get you hooked on it, and then you come back and say, "Well, I have to have it."
Do you know what I do first thing in the morning? First thing.
Yes.
I get out of bed. I go and I sit on the toilet, and I chug a liter of water.
A liter?
On the toilet.
On the toilet.
Why on the toilet? Andrew Tate does this too.
Because sometimes, a power lifter was saying this in an interview. There's that you drink a liter of water first thing in the morning, and it wakes up your organs rapidly, and so it just kind of gets your body working. And so sometimes it wakes up your organs so rapidly that you got to do something immediately. So I chug a liter of water on the toilet, and then if nothing happens after like 5 or 6 minutes of TikToks, then I continue my day. And then usually it kicks in right around the time I get my toxic energy breakfast.
The water does?
Yeah, I get the water.
Did you know the dye in Doritos can make mice transparent?
I heard that.
Did you know you
I
can
just
pick
saw
up a
that.
frog with a magnet?
Why?
Frogs have such an iron-rich diet.
Iron, I knew it.
Iron-rich diet.
Iron.
Frogs have such an iron-rich diet that you could pick them up with a powerful magnet. In some cases, they've been known to levitate. But no, they had this thing on that I saw online. It was called a frog stick, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" It's just a magnet on the end of a stick, but you can literally just poke it at a frog. Don't like stab the frog, but poke the frog with the magnet, and then pick it up. And they have so much iron in their body from their diet.
Does that make them mad?
Probably.
Did they
Can you imagine if you were just chilling on a rock, enjoying the temperatures around you, and then you were just kind of like, something touched your back, and then you just went whoop, and then you were just up in the air? I'd be upset.
What if all the iron minerals in their body
The iron?
was pushing back against their body, and it was extremely painful, where like their skin's being like pulled off?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Whenever
It's
you
like, hey,
attach the
we have
magic
this
to it, like-
stick that only grabs onto your intestines.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're getting picked up by your guts.
Because I was
Yeah.
worried about that, like in X-Men, Magneto shreds that guy apart because they pumped him full of iron enough that Magneto could pull the iron out of the
Yeah,
guy, and that's how he escapes from the plastic.
He just kind of pulled it out of his body, though. He was just kind of like,
Yeah.
I bet that hurt a lot.
Have you seen The Deliverance on Netflix yet?
I don't have Netflix. We keep talking about this.
Oh, I watched it. Lee Daniels needs his own line of wigs. Have you seen Glenn
I've
Close's
seen
wigs
the
in
pictures. Yes.
Who's Lee Daniels?
this? Lee Daniels directed The Deliverance, and just look up.
Deliverance.
Yeah, just Glenn Close's whole look in this is so perfect for the role, but the wigs are like crazy good.
Okay. I'm looking at some hairs.
Specifically Glenn Close's wigs. The other women have lovely wigs too.
Oh, that's great.
Come on, brother.
That we've met one of those in Lime. She
Oh
reminds me
yeah,
of
we know
Lime.
her. She's the bartender at the Rendezvous.
That's right. Looks just like her. I can't wait to go see her again now and just be like, hey, listen,
know.
everyone told you look like Glenn Close, but today,
But my thing is, I think I don't know what they did to Glenn's lips.
I don't know. Last thing I saw her in was actually a pilot that ended up the show got canceled like 3 episodes in, but it was a show about these grandchildren that are really just kind of entitled and shitty, and then their grandmother who's supposed to be taking care of them dies and comes back as a zombie, but a zombie that is conscious, and it was like, I'm just gonna take it out on you greedy little fuckers. That's how she talks in it.
Well, that sounds nice.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was Zombie Glenn Close. So imagine what that looks like.
Really?
Talking.
It was a show. Oh.
With Glenn Close.
With Glenn Close.
Yep.
Multiple studies have found that 95% of baby food sold in stores has trace levels of heavy metals. This is adjacent to our Boar's Head story from last time you were here, but we didn't get to it.
Well, they got to use filler, and
They
one
got
of the best fillers is
It's crazy.
mercury. Mercury
What have
makes
we
a great
done to
filler.
the economics of food that apples and pears are more expensive than lead and mercury?
I actually don't know if it was mercury. I was just saying.
Whatever.
Oh, I found the name of that show with Glenn Close.
What's it called?
Sea Oak.
What's it on?
I don't see it on.
There's 3 episodes of a show called Sea Oak.
I don't see it.
How
on
am I going to
anything.
find that?
It got a 7.0 out of 10 on IMDb.
That sounds low.
Oh, it's an Amazon original.
That's why that's a C-.
Maybe it continued. I don't know what happened, but it says lonesome woman comes back from the dead to live a life she was too afraid to live. Period. That's it.
Well, that's kind of nice. Like,
yeah.
now she's a zombie, so she can be fearless and she can beat her children.
Yep, grandchildren.
Did you know that American and European eels are all born in the same place, the Sargasso Sea, which is located within the Bermuda Triangle?
So all the eels are from the Bermuda Triangle?
Scientists use satellite tagging to track the migration of eels and discovered that they travel thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean to spawn in the Sargasso Sea.
Does that involve morays? What about electric eels? How's that work?
Well, all American and European eels are born in the same place.
What about the other ones?
I don't know.
Do you think they like to travel?
Well, obviously.
Do you think they like to expand their horizons every once in a while?
But why? Why would they have to all go to the same place?
Did you know that?
And where are Australian eels born?
Probably around Australia.
But then how come all the European and American eels have to go to the same spot? Those eels come all the way from Europe to make babies in the Bermuda Triangle, which is closer to here.
That's a good question. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the ocean. Did you know that there's some whales that need another whale to hold them up while they have sex with another whale?
That's what
the alley-oop.
that's what community looks like.
I'm just saying, like, is everybody like, hey, listen, I'm too heavy to impregnate this
Listen here, can
whale.
you help me out?
Can you just kind of give
You
me a
hold me
lift?
up.
That's a Mormon thing too. If you
Oh
wanna get
yeah,
into that.
it's like
when
God,
you're
what's-
soaking
soaking.
plus your friend underneath the bunk bed pushing it up with his feet.
Because you're not allowed to thrust.
You're not allowed to thrust,
So
but
yeah,
your
someone
friend can
gets
thrust
under
you.
the bed and just kind of pushes up. and
That's
that
like the
creates
thing
motion.
that Ari
Yeah.
Shafir talks about, where like Hasidic Jewish people, when on days where they're not allowed to do certain things, they can still ask somebody to do it for them. Mm-hmm. Like they can't drive a car, but they can send you to go to the store for them.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? That's in that community. That's called a goy.
A goy?
A goy is like your Gentile handyman who can.
Goye.
If you have like a Gentile handyman who it's the Sabbath, so you can't turn the lights on or drive a car, you could send your Gentile handyman to the store.
Are you sure they weren't just saying guy?
No, it's
Like, oh, I got a guy for that, and they're like,
I got a guy for that.
I got a guy for that. That's my guy over there.
That's my guy over there.
I don't know. You're right. I've only heard this spoken. I've ever heard it written down.
That's my guy. Oh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See,
Yeah, that's
see,
fun.
you are so brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
I just love looking in your beautiful honey brown eyes.
I've been told they're hazel.
Well, that's what that is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Honey brown.
Yeah.
Honey brown sounds like a weird cereal that's cheaper than the other.
Honey
cereals.
brown is cheap. If you see a cereal called Honey Brown,
You're on the struggle bus.
it's in a bag. You
I was
know
about
what
to say it comes in a bag.
It's
Yeah.
just
Hey,
the bag.
can you throw me that bag of honey brown?
Can I get a bag of Honey Brown to go?
Yeah, and the 2% milk. Thank you.
No. Are you still doing dairy milk?
I don't drink milk. Danielle does.
Jesus.
Fiance. I got her knocked down from whole to 1% though over the last 5 years.
I think Whole's probably better.
She would get whole milk and drink that hungover when we first started dating. And I was like, oh,
No. I think Whole's probably better.
whole milk.
I do like whole milk.
It's thick.
If you're gonna,
I can't drink it,
If you're gonna go out
but-
of your way, I mean, yeah, I think Whole's the way to go. I don't skim and 2%. Doesn't make any sense to me. It's do it or don't to me.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
whole milk
How about heavy whipping cream?
I haven't tried it, but I've wanted to.
we keep some for soups and coffee.
It's good for pasta sauces. It's also,
Good
it's
pasta
really
sauce.
good in coffee. That's the only time I ever accidentally interact with dairy milk is in like an iced coffee.
Oh, it's called beef milk now.
They call it beef
It's
milk?
called beef milk.
Oh,
now.
interesting.
Ew, I'm not saying that. That sounds like they made milk out of beef.
Yeah.
It does. It comes from beef. Yeah.
It comes from that's not what
Beef
they mean.
milk.
If I make oat milk, that means I'm synthesizing a milk-like product from oats.
Of the beef and for the beef.
If
'cause
I
they
call
feed
it
their children,
if I call it beef milk, that sounds like I'm taking ground chuck and turning it into a milk product. Milk steak
I'd fuck with it.
Have you guys ever had raw milk by chance?
at Kirk's, right?
Yeah, we've totally had that before. Just like untreated,
Yeah. just
Fresh.
straight from the teat.
Straight
Yeah.
from the teat.
Because they
into
pasteurize.
a
Because here's the
They
thing.
do live in a
jar.
pasture.
Let's say for a second that scientifically speaking, there are net benefits to drinking beef milk, right? Let's say that, right? Let's assume that for what I'm about to say. If that's the case, it's got to be better fresh
I mean, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
because, like, kombucha that you get from like a place that's making it live and whatnot is definitely more beneficial than something that's bottled in a store.
I think the thing is the
got a SCOBY.
pasteurization, and that also I heard that cows can get tuberculosis and can pass it through milk. So that pasteurization is very important to keep all of the bad stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the raw stuff is like illegal. Like my parents would buy it from
You
some
know
people
what?
in Sedalia, Missouri. You have to go get it from a dealer.
that guy
why?
from Holden Caulfield had tuberculosis
Who's Holden Caulfield?
from The Catcher in the Rye. He was apparently writing that from the sanitarium.
It's a great place to get tuberculosis, a sanitarium.
That's also, it's funny because that's where they put you.
But I'll say
that
raw
right?
milk is the best in like a Cocoa Puff or a
Oh.
Cocoa Rice Krispie.
I
Because then
heard
it gets
a-
nice and chocolatey and it's kind of like a little milkshake.
I heard a rumor once on like a morning talk show.
Can I talk about that?
Hold
Yeah.
on. I heard a rumor once on a morning talk show that there was a grocery store in Dupo, Illinois, that would sell already cereal flavored milks.
Interesting.
Almost like there was a factory that would just soak the cereals in the milks and then extract the milks
Yeah.
and then sell that packaged ready to drink because people just loved breakfast cereal. This is not proven. This is just what I heard on a talk show once.
Well, I've seen that at like brunches.
Also, if you've been to Dupo, Illinois, it's hard to believe they actually have a grocery
It's
store.
one of the last places where you can make money playing poker.
Really?
Is Dupo, Illinois.
Good
If
to-
you really
good to
want to, if you really want to jump ahead in your poker budget, you got to get into the poker tournaments in Dupo,
I did
especially
some
if it's
work there
cash
recently.
only. Woo, girl.
I did some work there recently, and I don't really care to go back. I forgot how weird it is over there.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that's, I mean, it's a real anything goes.
In the Dupo. In the Dupo.
In the Dupo.
Anything goes.
In the
The,
Dupo.
You can get raw milk and play some cash only poker, brother.
Well, it's okay. We were talking about raw milk, and I'm sorry I cut off because you said Cocoa Puffs, and I immediately thought about cereal
Sure.
milk.
You know what I do with
Yeah.
that is I get the dark chocolate oat beverage, and that's what I put on any kind of cereal.
Really?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain
With-
Crunch,
Chocolate milk?
chocolate oat beverage.
I've done that. I put chocolate milk on
It's
cereal
not.
before.
It's not too much chocolate.
But
it's
listen,
not.
here's the
Interesting.
thing: is you're not okay with like 2% milk, but you're okay with something called oat beverage. That's like orange drink. You don't even really know what it is.
It's oats. You're not supposed to call it milk because it's not milk.
2%'s not milk.
No. I'm saying oat beverage. It's
Oh.
oat milk. I'm talking about dark
oat-
chocolate
it
oat
said
milk,
say
but
oat
it's
milk.
0 parts milk.
It's just it's a grain milk. It's fine. It
it's
is what
not a
it is.
milk. It's a beverage.
Have you ever made oat milk?
No, I'm not doing that either.
I have. You really just soak a bunch of oats in water and then you squeeze it out
Yeah, I just buy it.
with like cheese.
I like to buy it in a box.
I don't like oat milk specifically because I've never had a beverage give me cotton mouth before, and then I had oat milk, and I was like, "Why is my mouth dry?" That's
It's
a
like
real thing.
it's got like a negative
Yeah.
moisture quality
like,
where
my thirst is
it's going
quenched,
to
but then
take
it's like
moisture out of your mouth with
sucks
it.
the moisture out of your tongue
Yeah.
for some reason as it's going down.
Yeah, but I really only even consume that in an iced coffee or on cereal.
Yeah.
And I really love cereal when it's
I can't
hot.
keep cereal around, man.
I clean it up.
I really can't.
No, here's the
I
thing.
did-
I'll
I
eat
It's in the
find
background
out
all day.
Yeah, I'll eat a pound of Cinnamon Toast Crunch a night if I have it.
Yeah.
Literally
So
16
I did
ounces.
find out that Costco, and I don't want to plug Costco every fucking time I'm on this thing, but
Listen, can we talk about that's like the
hold on.
biggest clip we've ever had?
Was one of
Is
the
you
Costco
talking
ones?
shit
It's
about how Costco doesn't
17,000
clean their
it's
beef
17,000 views. But listen, Costco sometimes sells double boxes of that keto cereal Magic Spoon. That is actually pretty damn good.
It's tasty, but I don't like the mouthfeel.
Why?
It leaves like a styrofoamy kind of afterbirth in my teeth.
There's another keto cereal here I've had that's like chewing on packing peanuts. But
That's the
I don't
feeling.
think that Magic Spoon's really that bad.
I'll try it again. They have Magic
I'm
Spoon
just
at
saying
Costco.
that if the box says keto friendly, I might just eat 2 boxes of it and not care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. It's less guilty. I've only really gone back to normal cereals like you would give children since I've kind of like lost some weight and I'm not eating anything else. And like I keep it around for like, oh, I haven't eaten real food since lunch.
You
and
realize that not eating is bad for your metabolism.
hey, guys, I used to weigh 370 pounds.
You look great.
Can we eat a bag of dicks? Fuck my metabolism.
I think a bag of dicks
I haven't
is
had a
keto-friendly.
metabolism since 7th grade.
Intermittent fasting is great too.
I have heard that that's great. Also, recently, Dave Bautista just lost like 90 pounds doing.
I'm
intermittent
afraid to ask
fasting.
who that is.
He's a wrestler turned actor.
I was worried you were going to say something like that.
No, you would know him if you saw him.
He was Galaxy of the
Yeah,
Guardians
he was
of the
Drax.
Galaxy.
He was Drax.
Oh, yeah.
Guardians. And he's been in a lot of stuff, but when he did that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Knock at the Door or whatever, Knock at the Cabin Door or whatever, he said he weighed 315 pounds and it was the biggest he ever was. And he hated how he felt. And so he's like, I don't have to be this guy all the time anymore. And he lost like 90 pounds over the last year or two. And he looks weird. He looks a little weird because no one's ever seen him that small. But he says he's really happy. And I'm happy for him.
And I'm
yeah,
happy
it's
for
just
you, Jake.
it's physically so exhausting. But the big kickstart to all of that though is when I quit drinking, and I've probably lost close to like 30 pounds of just scar tissue being shed from my internal organs from what I've read.
His liver was like this.
Probably.
Damn. Hey, did you hear about that guy who got his liver taken out instead of his spleen?
Like by mistake?
By mistake.
Mother.
The doctor fucking thought it was a huge spleen, and it was the dude's liver. And of course, he died.
The spleen's on the wrong. That's on the other side of the body.
Literally.
Like they're in different quadrants.
Literally.
Where was this?
I'll look it up.
The quadrants. The liver's.
No,
the
I
main
meant
one
where
here.
in the world was this?
Oh,
Because, like, if you tell me, like, this is like, I'm afraid to guess, actually. This was an American doctor?
Yes.
See-
Miramar, Florida.
oh, well.
Well, okay, it's a Florida
It was
doctor.
Florida
Yeah.
If it was up to Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a doctor in Florida that does balloon animals full time.
Full time.
Full time.
Because he prefers the weather.
Yeah, and also I don't think that they actually have an MD or a doctorate. I think they just call themselves doctor.
No, yeah, he has a PhD in film studies from the University of Southern California, and he's out on the lam. And
Went all the way across the country to the other one, huh?
they're not going to
Florida.
extradite him from Florida to California. You know, DeSantis would love a hill to die on. DeSantis would love to fight somebody. If DeSantis could, who's the governor of California?
It was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I have no idea.
I meant
Apparently,
recently.
this is this doctor's second wrong site surgery in 2 years.
Woof.
It's really hard to get doctors in trouble.
How old's this dude?
The guy who died was 70.
No, how old's the doctor?
I'm not sure.
Because if it's an old doctor, then I'm like, okay, well, hey, listen, they're slipping.
Well, also, but if it's a young doctor, we need to reassign him to like a research category where he's not cutting people.
Exactly.
Well, we all know the education system's going down the toilet.
But here's the other thing: if it is, I bet. What's the doctor's name?
Actually, I haven't found that yet. One sec.
Dr. Proctor. I don't know. That'd be a fun name. Fun name for a doctor.
There's somebody here. Proctor spelled like doctor is their thing. Proctor Associates. I think they're like hands and feet. Or
Dr. Shaknovsky.
something. Where's he from? His first name is Shaq.
No, it's
Sheknovsky.
Dr. Thomas Sheknovsky.
Sheknovsky.
Shaknovsky.
See, no, I don't want a Thomas. I don't want to. See, if you're going to cut me open,
Probably born here, probably second generation, I'm guessing.
if you're going to cut me open, I need let's give me some names of a doctor that you'd be comfortable with cutting you open. He says, "Hi, I'm Doctor what? First name."
Scarborough.
Benedict.
I think I like a
Couldn't think of another one.
I like a Dinesh
Dinesh
or a Patel
Patel.
or
That's a last name.
The dude that put my arm back together had a thick German accent.
No, I don't want a German.
Yeah.
I don't even really want a Caucasian. Can I be dead ass? Mm-hmm. If you're from this hemisphere, I'm not really into you cutting me open.
I prefer actually a Denise or a what's another one? A Joyce.
That's their last name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer. Jennifer's a
Brandy.
great one. Kelly.
Yeah,
There's
we
some
could
good
do.
Kellys.
I would let a women. I would let a women. I'd let a women cut me open. Cause she's gonna be more upset about it than me if she messes up, and so that I can get with.
Yeah.
If it's I don't want a white man cutting me open,
That's
Yeah.
fair.
and not just because of the state of the world right now. He's got to feel like he's going through something,
Yeah.
and so he may accidentally take my liver out, thinking it's the world's largest spleen.
Yeah, literally.
That's what I'm saying. Can we let the
like a
Polish
Dr.
doctor?
Thomas.
Can
I
we
still
move the
don't
Polish American
understand.
doctor? Can we move him over to research at a university?
Also, the liver is like solid, while the spleen is supposed to be hollow and able to fill with like blood.
well, that he thought it was weird. He said he thought it was weird
That's
that spleen looked like a liver.
This
That's
spleen
crazy.
is so hard
His liver,
and big.
his spleen was so liver-like. I cut it out of him.
Why does the
Can you
spleen
imagine?
smell like
This
schnapps?
is the second time.
Now,
And
was
so,
it
like,
the same
his
mistake?
superior's probably like,
Well,
God damn it, Dr.
what if-
Thomas.
God damn it,
What if the
Bryce!
first
Again?
one? What if
Oh,
the
Thomas.
first one was like an amputation of like a diabetic toe, but they took it off the wrong foot?
Wrong
See,
toe.
but
whatever,
that
you
is,
know,
they
that
usually
happens.
mark the part of the
They fuck
body
that up all the
you're
time
amputating.
too, though. What was
Yeah.
the first thing he fucked up? Was it the same
That's what
Oh,
we
let's
want to
see.
That's what we
Let's
want to
see.
know. We got to
Yeah.
find
All right,
out
let
now.
me see.
Because nobody told him the first time. Just so you know, the spleen is on the other side. And then the second time, like, oh, did you send that email to Tom about the spleen?
Yeah. The spleen's on the left. No, the other left. There you go. You got
Tom, that kills people.
it. See, the spleen's here and the liver's here, so I don't. They're not even like next to each other really, other than being in a.
Where's
in
the
a
pancreas?
Pancreas.
Whip that shirt off.
No.
Oh,
Where is the pancreas? I feel like it's on top of something.
is it on top of the spleen?
No.
Is the spleen adjacent?
No.
I feel like the pancreas is
There's
spleen
another one
adjacent.
that I'm forgetting about. There's something else floating around. in
Hey, how did trivia go last night?
there. It went great.
Tell me about it.
It went really well, and I didn't mess up at all. Usually, I at least have one mess up.
Did you feel like the slides were helpful?
The delay was awful. It was not 2 seconds. It was like 5 to 10 seconds.
Why are you in a rush?
Because the first round takes the longest because you get everything rolling, and then you have to get everyone's team names down and then do the grading.
I can't do anything about the latency.
And then when you move on, you want to go faster to catch up on time because I want to have everything done by 9 o'clock.
which I always do.
Right. But for me, it's always getting down to the wire.
Down to the wire.
But other than that, the
I
projector
wanted
thing works
water,
good.
but I walk through the fire. If this is what it takes to take me even higher. You know that one?
Did you find what else the guy did?
You bought me that
No,
album for
nobody's-
Christmas.
What was it?
Nobody has been forthright about reporting on
What's
that.
his
so
last
I'm
name?
not sure.
Snuff Snofsky?
Shaknovsky.
Sheknovsky.
Thomas
Shak.
Shaknovsky. Listen, bruh. The spleen is on the left. Clay, show him your spleen.
It's right here.
All right, Tom?
It's right
The spleen is on the left.
this area.
Fuck. Apparently, a gang is not running a Colorado apartment complex, and tenants are not paying its members rent money, police said, despite speculation from the public after images of men carrying weapons at the building went viral.
That sounds like someone got paid off.
The Edge at Lowry Apartments in Aurora, Colorado, has not been taken over by gang members, interim Aurora Police Chief Heather Morris said in a video shared August 30th. We've been talking to the residents here and learning from them to find out what exactly is going on, and there's definitely a different picture. I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community.
It was Girl Scouts, not gang members.
But people paying their rent to gang members is also not happening, according to Morris.
Okay. Well, now what source can we trust? Are you telling me that people are eating animals in Ohio?
Are they eating the dogs?
The dogs and the cats?
Here's the thing. I did see one video of people talking to a reporter about this phenomenon, but none of them were the direct victims or witnesses, I don't think. One guy said he saw a Haitian guy get pulled over in a white van full of cats, and he told the police he was going to eat them.
Well, maybe he was just being sarcastic. What are you doing with all these cats? I'm going to fucking eat them, officer.
I'm going to fucking eat them, officer.
I'm going to fucking eat them.
Am I being detained?
What else would I do with all these cats?
Wouldn't that be funny if the guy, if that's the energy the driver was giving, but then the Caucasian witness who appeared, I should find this clip, that he's...
Sir, license and registration. Boy, that's a sure lot of cats in the back of your vehicle. Yeah! Is that a crime? Yeah!
I'm sorry. Am I being detained?
I'm hungry! Okay? That's what
I'm
going
to fucking eat him, officer. Because that's like the Paul Mooney joke when the police ask him where he's going. He says, I'm going to your mama's house, bitch. I'm driving till I run out of gas. What do you mean, where the fuck am I going?
I hate being pulled over.
Sir, what are you doing with all these cats? I'm going to eat them. Am I being detained? God.
That's what started it.
So there's 5 unemployed people who were at home on their porch at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday to stand for this series of interviews I saw on TikTok. And they think there might have been Haitians eating cats. But they all kind of describe the same character in the same white van. So if they are eating the dogs... and they're eating the cats, it was actually just one guy, and I think it was just cats.
The dogs, yeah.
I think it was just cats.
The cats and the dogs.
And they saw one lady kill a cat, and they saw one guy get pulled over with some cats. That's about it.
I mean, anyone could kill a cat. That cop killed a cat in The Shield.
It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. I don't personally.
Which I'm not for, and we actually save cats here.
I don't personally.
Caddyshack. Save a life
cats.
or 9.
Oh, today, Biscuit, one of my cats, used his cat wheel for the first time. We got a free cat wheel like 6 months ago, and it's just been sitting there. And
like a hamster wheel type of?
Yeah, like just a big old cat wheel. Cool. And it's like, oh, good, because one of our cats is fat, so, thought we'd try. And no, 9 of them liked it. And then recently, it's just kind of been like, are we going to get rid of it? And then, of course, today, of all days, he was walking on the wheel, and I wasn't there for it. I got a video. It's okay. But I'm glad it's getting used.
No, of course. That's what you want. They need to be stimulated.
Well, it's just one of those things. We don't have a big house. It takes up a lot of room.
My cats have been teaching themselves to play all the instruments I leave laying around.
They're so good. Those are good boys.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and order dresses for their quinceañera.
Oh, God. Is that coming up?
No, it's not till 2030. But,
oh. Well, shit, that's only 6 years away.
But I could do payments on the dresses.
How extravagant are we getting with these?
It's mostly the custom size that's going to be weird.
Have you ever thought that we could get them those display mini tents that they have at stores that sell tents, so they can get in tents when they're nervous? You ever see the display tents? I
don't think anything mini would service those animals, but they have plenty of secret spaces to go.
You just need to get them like whole.
They have their own
house.
Secret pathway to the cold storage up front, and they hang out in there a lot. Which is why I don't keep anything in there except for paint. And
you didn't know this, but when you adopted them, I forgot to tell you they love paint.
Hey, can we talk about how they've never been to the vet?
They went to the vet when they were kittens.
Okay, but I don't have any of that paperwork, and I don't know if they needed more stuff.
Yeah,
and
they got their shots. That's all I know.
Okay, I don't know what to do because it's going to look like my fault if I take them to the vet for the first time. And how old are they?
8, probably. I'm thinking.
When did you move to Kansas City?
2016. So, and how old were they then?
I think they just turned 9.
Oh, those bitches are getting old.
I think they just turned 9 in March or May or something.
Anyway, yeah, we got to figure that out. I'll go with you.
Okay, let's do that.
We'll go to the vet together.
We'll act like because I have this nightmare sometimes that I find pets in my house that are alive and fine, but I forgot about them.
I had a horrible dream recently where I got bit by a venomous snake and no one cared. Everyone was like, quit being a bitch about it.
Well, that's how you know that's not real. I could have told you were dreaming because
walking
we've
around.
talked about it on this show that rattlesnake venom will make your heart very sick.
And everyone was at a party, and it was like a weird party, and it felt like I was in New Orleans.
Didn't you see The Missing with Tommy Lee Jones?
Yes.
Remember, he got bit by a rattlesnake, and that's why he couldn't eat rabbit for a year.
Well, there's also some snakes that literally their venom causes your blood to coagulate rapidly. Like they took a blood sample and took some of the snake venom and dumped it into the petri dish, and it literally made a hockey puck of blood in seconds.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Yeah.
So what happened? You had a dream you got bit
Snakes.
by a snake? What do you think that means?
I think I'm just stressed out.
What do you think the snake is?
Stress. Or failure. Who knows? What are we
let's
doing?
Let's talk about that, because I don't... Let's talk about that part. Failure at what?
Not succeeding in life. You know when you're getting older and you're like, oh, I haven't really done that much.
Do you really feel unsuccessful?
Sometimes.
I mean, do you have a criminal record?
I got arrested when I was 19.
But you have any felonies?
No.
No.
So that's good.
You know how many people got felonies, bruh?
A lot.
Too many, especially around here. Especially around here. Did you, there's this guy, I think his name is Big Homie CC, and he's a retired criminal security guy, I think.
Big Homer cubic centimeter?
Yeah. And he was talking about how Chicago is like crazy right now because there was just this war happening in Chicago for the last 5 or 10 years. But now, like, all the actual opposition is dead. And so you have a lot of, like, really young dudes who don't understand, like, the climate and culture of that aspect of life there.
Oh, because the ones that were supposed to mentor them
So
died?
yeah, well, and also, like,
So they don't have a
the
direction.
institutional memory is all gone. Anybody that had any credibility at all, like, some younger guy shot him and got away with it. And so that just kept happening for years. And so it's like a hollowed out version of what it used to be, and it's a mess because there's no institutional
This
memory.
is like that town that's being run by children because all the parents went away, and it's just kind of like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, so take that
But
concept
it's gangs.
and then put it in The Wire.
Gangs of the Flies.
Yeah, imagine there's a season of The Wire where half the characters are just Thanos.
I feel like we need to call Scorsese.
He's too old.
I feel like we need to call Scorsese's great
Let's call Lee Daniels, because we'll have the best wigs.
We do need some wigs on some young gang members, that's for
We
sure.
need just beautiful wigs.
That's the thing is now I'm curious.
What?
Well, what does that mean?
What does what mean?
Is the boss 12? Is the boss of the gang 12 years old? You know they get him young.
Well, I mean, a lot of these people are dead or in prison, and you know,
Oh, dead or in prison. I thought you said deader.
they're in debtors' prisons. They
No,
owe money to CarMax, and so they're all
I
locked
thought you
up.
meant like they're dead or in prison. Like when they're in prison, they're more dead than when they're out of prison.
Oh no!
And
No.
that's where my brain went.
You can run gangs from prison.
You can. It's been done.
Yeah.
And gangs can do stuff in prison without even going in the
Yeah,
prison.
they love it. It's like, I mean, do you
They,
remember?
they have a goy on the outside.
It's
They have
the
a goy.
goy.
They have a goy on the outside.
We're
Goy.
full circle. Who's being a rat? I got a goy for that.
I got a goy
I
for
got a
that.
goy for that.
You got a rattlesnake problem? I got a goy for that.
And
Rabbi, please.
yeah. Yikes.
Oh shit! Well, that was fun.
Guys, welcome to our first ever Patreon exclusive episode. A lot of targeted
What?
humor today. Joking. It's a
Oh,
joke.
okay. I was like, what?
I was joking.
I'm doing this for the fame. You can't lock me into the Patreon.
I can't put you behind a paywall
Yeah,
that you yourself pay for.
I do.
Did you see
an
the
investor.
36-year-old Solon Casey divorces herself after 1 year of solo marriage, citing sustainability? This is the lady who last year in the UK petitioned to get legally married to herself. I don't remember why. It was something about something, but now she's filing for legal divorce.
No. How do you complain about your spouse to your friends when
Legal
you are the
divorce from
spouse?
herself? Or-
Yeah, because I think something about because
sustainability.
she's realized she can't economically support herself in this model
My,
because also
my
she
spouse
can't.
doesn't work enough.
Yeah.
You are your spouse.
Yeah.
Maybe you should work.
I'm
more.
self-employed and I'm having trouble with my primary employee. I think that's Maria Bamford, who's coming to town. She's coming to the Sheldon. We should go to that.
Who's Maria Bamford?
She's that comedian. She was on Louis a couple times. Blonde. She's like, you would know her. She's very funny.
Okay.
And Jesus, give me a sec. So,
So here's the
can
thing.
you tell me about that?
Do you think that? So they legally married themselves,
Yes, Solon Casey.
and now they have to go through the process of like divorce.
Yeah, legally on paper, it's going to say she
You
was married to
sure- are you
herself and then she got
sure-
divorced.
Are you sure they didn't just like give her a fake document that said "Congrats, you're married"?
That's the thing. That would be funny if they said she's not really. She doesn't really. This doesn't mean anything.
I
just-
need to file for divorce. Oh,
No, just
how
tell
long do
her.
we drag this out? How long do we drag this out?
Yeah, you just call the now retired clerk
Guys,
and you
I
say,
forgot about
"Hey,
this,
so
Frank."
what? How did we file that marriage license for that lady that wanted to marry herself?" And she says, "Oh, we knew it was some bullshit, so we didn't want to." And so,
we gave them a piece of paper.
Just tell her you can annul it, and
I
we'll
had
just
my
delete it.
secretary write on it with crayon and says "You're married, congrats," and has little balloons on it. And that's in their files.
Yeah. There she is.
That looks like somebody that would marry themselves. I don't like their eye makeup. Anyway,
What would you do if you had to do some time in jail? Like, what? How would you adapt? Like, what are some go-tos for you?
I would immediately get into a gang.
Which one?
I don't know yet. I would make a great goy.
Yeah, you could be like the one like white guy in like an all Latin gang.
That'd be good. I'd be all right with that. And get a bunch of dirty tattoos. Because I doubt that a lot of their tattooing systems are sanitized.
Yeah. What about your workout regimen? If you're-
Oh, I'd work out like crazy. The biggest thing that gets between me and fitness these days is being exhausted with my job. So if you don't have the job that's exhausting and you get your yard time, I would work out every day.
yeah.
And you get the 3 hots in a cot, and I'd probably read more.
Is it 3?
I hear it's 3 hots in a cot. Maybe they're not all hot.
I don't think lunch is hot in jail. Prison. We're talking about prison.
We're talking about prison.
Lunch is definitely not hot in jail. Mm-hmm. Jail is hell.
I'd probably spend time in the library
Doing what?
reading books.
Just to
Well, you think about
Decompress.
your limitations on media when you're in prison, probably. So what do you have?
You'd
to
be
use for
surprised. They
entertainment?
got TikTok and shit in jail.
Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to have those phones.
Yeah.
I don't think they're supposed to.
I don't think that be you walking up to your new Latin comrades and saying, "Oh, I don't think you guys are supposed to have those phones."
Yeah, and then I get stabbed, just for saying that to anybody, really. But because that'd be like, yeah, why are you gonna do something about it? And then
And then I'm picturing you trying to use a prison phone because it's like a small phone. It's not like,
like a
it's not an
Nokia.
iPhone 14, right?
a Nokia.
So I'm picturing you and you're swole up because you're in jail. So you're fucking just can't even bend around to wipe your ass. You know what I'm saying?
they
You're
probably
so-
still use T9 in prison.
And so but that's the thing. You're trying to type on a tiny little phone.
You remember T9?
Absolutely. I
With
could do
your
it
big
with
old
one
prison
thumb.
arms.
I used to fuck with T9 driving, easy.
No, when didn't even have to look.
Yeah, just
Oh,
doing
I could
this.
text in my pocket on my Nokia brick phone.
You
Yeah.
just look at the road, and you get your phone down here. You can't probably see me, but down by the gear shift, and you're just texting away.
Yeah. It was easier.
I
agree.
I enjoyed the hell. Well, it's faster now with the keyboards and everything.
If your hands are that size, with my fucking moose knuckles over here, I can't fucking
And,
type
well,
while I'm
there's
driving
also
for a shit.
Talk to text has come a long way. I talk to
It's
text a
not
lot.
great though. I say some goofy shit on talk to text.
My problem is that my phone mount in my car is right in front of my one of my AC vents. That's why whenever I try to call you when I'm driving, you
yeah,
can't
but
hear
you
what I'm
should
saying.
move that.
I should, but it plugs into it. It hooks
Or
onto
turn
a
the
vent.
vent off when you're using the phone.
No, but it's hot sometimes.
You don't need all four
but-
vents on.
But so then sometimes that interrupts my microphone when I'm trying to do talk to text, and and then next thing you know, I'm just screaming words at my phone because I want it to hear me. The longest talk to text message I ever made was like it was not that long. It was a long one.
Yeah, but there's sometimes some random shit in there. It'll put like proper nouns in place of you know what I mean that don't belong there. So Like you're trying to tell somebody, oh, maybe I'll come over later, and it says Midwest Bank Center.
Well, I'm
like, what?
I'm friends with some film writers, and so I think I was pitching something, but while driving back from Hillsborough, which means I was just talking.
But that's the thing, if I'm going to do talk to text, I'm not going to take the time to revise and edit. I wouldn't.
No, I just sent it, and I sent another message saying that was all talk to text. Sorry if there's some problems, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then they ran with it and put a bunch of good spins on it, and I hope that becomes another short I get to.
It's kind of like a Mad Lib, though. It's like you have to decode it. It's like we have to figure out what he was trying to say.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
What do you think he meant when it said banana hammock?
When he said banana hammock, do you think he really meant banana hammock?
do
Or
you think
let's
it's
think about
something
what
else?
would that sound like? Did it sound like
Bandanas amok.
bandanas among us?
That's bandanas.
There's a bandanas among us.
Well, I
Shitty
might have
frozen barbecue.
I might have been driving by bandanas at the time.
God, that does sound good.
I like their toast.
You know what? You know who has toast? I get all of my
Raising
Lion's
Cane's?
Choice on Texas toast.
Raising Cane's toast is.
The Lion's Choice Texas toast is the only way to enjoy the choice. I always get at least one or two extra toasts
the
at Raising
remix
Cane's.
or whatever.
Yeah.
The remix is the sandwich.
But you can also get their chicken sandwich sub
Oh, yeah.
Texas toast. It's like 30 cents.
There's a restaurant.
They never complain about having to do it.
There's a restaurant out in Hillsborough that I've been to lunch to a few times that every single sandwich, including their burgers, is served on garlic cheese bread. That's their standard base level bread.
That
is
almost
garlic
killed my
cheese
wife
bread.
one time.
Where's that at?
It's called Saucy's. There's one
Where?
in Fenton, and then there's one out in Hillsborough.
Oh, is it the place by Dad's?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good.
But also their burgers are like shaped like my phone. Like their burgers are like
Yeah,
a
they're-
rectangle.
Like the cafeteria
Like-
style kind
like
of.
height?
Like they're flat, but they're long, and
They're
they got
like
they got
rectangular.
rounded four sides. You know, kind of. But
Interesting.
I didn't know what you were gonna say.
They're rectangular.
My thing is,
It's like, who's doing this?
my wife
They're
had
good though.
my wife had a sandwich at a restaurant that used to be there called the Bean House. And she had the ham and cheese
They burnt down, didn't they?
on the garlic bread, and she slept for 15 hours afterwards.
You know how much butter was in that?
We went there hungover for lunch on a Sunday, and
Oh,
she
well,
slept
she was
until
also
when we
hungover?
got home until the next morning.
Wow.
I fucked around and got the itis at the Golden Hoosier last weekend. Haven't been there.
I went to the Golden Hoosier last weekend with
I
Mother.
went on Saturday. You went on Sunday.
Oh.
I heard about this.
What did you have?
I got their new melt burger, and we got some chips. You know, the chips and the onion dip.
I always get the onion dip,
And
but I
then-
also tried the buffalo chicken
And
dip
then
when
we
I was there
went
with
to-
Mother. It's
and
lovely.
then we went to Clementine's by your house on the way home. So I got all that itis on, and then some ice cream on top of that itis.
You can't get into that habit. Dad always loved that.
No, but I mean, look at them.
The ice cream after dinner thing, and it's
Well, no, we don't do that every time. We just do that if it's convenient.
It's
but
just a lot.
Never really. Well, we live right by a Dairy Queen. You'd be surprised how little we go to this Dairy Queen.
You know what I do when I'm doing my weird form of? It's really not intentional. My ADHD diet experience lately. I'll get two of the remixes from Lion's Choice on the Texas toast, just as if I haven't eaten all day and it's 4 o'clock and I've
That's
just
a lot
been
of
smoking
calories.
weed and drinking Diet Coke. I'll have 2 remixes because it's just 4 ounces. They're not king size.
You know, you could get like 3 extra ounces for an upcharge, and
Yeah,
then
I
just
don't.
have one.
I like the
sandwich.
ratio. I don't want to fill up on ounces.
But then you get less bread, which is healthier, I guess. So.
It's not less bread. It's the same amount of bread, more meat.
No, because you're not getting the second sandwich. You're only getting
Oh no,
one sandwich.
No.
with
I
extra
like the
meat.
ratio.
You get one
I'm
sandwich
not
with
getting
extra
the
meat,
fries,
so you only get the 2
and we've
pieces
talked
of
about.
bread.
I haven't eaten for almost 24 hours at this point.
Yeah, you got to eat food. You want to get tacos after this?
I really do need to eat something. I kind of need to go by Molly's though. Molly's moving.
Where's Molly moving to?
I don't remember. But I have some stuff over there. So there's tacos over there too. There's a taco place there. There's tacos abroad.
What, Fuzzies? Ugh.
No, I don't like Fuzzies because they don't heat up their plates.
Fuzzies just went downhill.
Have you ever had nachos served to you on a cold plate, brother? And not a refrigerated plate, but a room temperature plate? Yikes.
I don't know. I mean, I used to make just melted cheese on chips at home when I was younger.
Yeah,
'cause
but the surface of the plate is heated up. These people pour hot cheese on a cold
not
plate.
if you do it in the oven and then you transfer the nachos to a cold plate.
Don't do that, is what I'm saying.
Have you never made a giant just pan of nachos?
It's just not right. There's a reason the plates are hot at real Mexican restaurants.
Well, when you do the giant pan of nachos, you also do like jalapenos and beef and shit.
Yeah, but if I do it on like foil or something, I'll just eat it off the pan.
And you make a cheese sauce rather than just putting a bunch of shredded cheese on it.
Yeah.
Well, both.
You need a little bit of both.
Yeah. But also, don't put the sour cream in before the cook.
Obviously not. Did you do that?
No.
You did that.
I've done it before.
How many times have you passed out drunk and forgot you had a pizza in the oven?
One time. It's a fun story. So I was living by myself, and I went over to my buddy's house, and he had a PlayStation Pass where you could play a bunch of old games. And we were drinking tequila and playing fighting games from previous generation consoles. And then we were both so drunk because we finished the bottle of tequila that he fell asleep, and I was like, well, I'm just going to go home and make a pizza. Whatever. And I went home because it was like 5 blocks and made a pizza. And then I put on the SpongeBob movie, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up like 4 hours later. And my upstairs roommate was a friend of mine. She was like knocking on my front door. My girlfriend at the time was very upset, and my apartment was smoky as hell. And my thing is, I wasn't really upset about anything except for the fact that I opened the oven and there was just that little black puck that was once like a Jack's Pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed it with the oven mitt, not even with like a thing or a tongs. I grabbed it with the oven mitt, opened my back door, and flung it into the city alley, and then slammed the door. And I went back and laid down again. That was the most irritating thing about that whole experience. Was
That's what happened.
really wanted that pizza, but that happened one time.
That's hard though, because to dive right into a freshly baked, previously
how many
frozen
times?
pizza,
How many times
you
has
could
someone
destroy your mouth?
How many times has someone come to pick you up and you're shirtless, standing on the side of Del Mar, screaming at the sky, blackout drunk?
At least a couple times.
Yeah,
There's a song about that.
for me at least 3 times for him while doing it, picking you up. So I don't know.
Yeah, there was that one time you found me on the floor of the salon. You thought I was dead.
I did because I couldn't get in. He's like, "I'll let you in when you get here," and I could see through the little window, and I could just see his feet, just like sticking out from behind the wall. And I was like knocking on the door. I was like, "He's dead!" And you laid down because you were so drunk.
And I had poured water all over myself. You thought I was vomiting blood.
Yeah. Well, no. What? Water? Why would water make it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. You were hysterical.
I might have been drunk too. Who knows?
That's the thing. You were just better at being awake.
Mm-hmm.
How long are we at?
I have no idea.
Probably we're at 68 minutes, but we were rolling for a while, so probably
It's
just under 60.
So let's talk. Let's just reflect on a couple things to point people in the right direction. Here, so the clips have been crazy. We there's 2 clip algorithms at work right now with the last episode of the show. So we made like 75 clips of the
But
last
why
episode.
is the one about me not buying pre-cut ribeyes from Costco? Why does it have 17.3 thousand views last I looked?
Here's the thing that I've noticed from the clips that people like. The clips that do really well include like corporate name brands. So
I'm upset that the $1.50 hot dog aftercare one only has like 300 views. It's like that's way.
that's
funnier.
maybe just that one platform. That one did pretty good on something. Instagram,
love it.
because we make clips and we put them on Instagram Reels, Facebook, X, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and it's funny because the ones that really blow up, it's Toyota, Costco,
buzzwords.
McDonald's. Those ones always. A McDonald's story has always been buzzworthy.
The clip for this moment right now is going to be great because you just said a bunch of big things.
Yeah, Home Depot.
Boeing,
Zatarans. This is what I was talking about. Zatarans.
Olive Garden.
Got me fucked up because the joke in my head was I was standing at my kitchen sink and I looked at there's this little bottle. I should have brought it with me. It's like the size of this, right? There's this little bottle and it says Zatarans shrimp and crab boil, but it's this size.
Yeah.
And obviously,
But it's really potent.
obviously it's a concentrated additive that you add to your water or your Sunny D or whatever people boil their shrimp in.
No. What? Oh, okay. I think you said you just add it to a drink.
No.
You add it to your
your
chocolate oat
boil
drink.
liquid. You add it to your boiling stock pot of liquid. And but I thought it would be funny if the take was I looked at that little bottle of shrimp and crab boil and I said, "How am I supposed to boil a whole crab in this?" Like it was just by itself. Because it's not enough liquid to boil a crab. And that's when I came up with the line, Zatarans got me fucked up. because they're telling me I'm going to boil a shrimp in this little bottle of liquid.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of
But
Jacob
that's
V Weekly.
no, but that's what we got to do is we got to find people that we're going to target brand wise.
Oh, so you want to say Lion's Choice, Lion's Choice, Lion's Choice?
No,
Lion's
no,
Choice,
no.
Lion's Choice.
I don't think they're big enough.
What? They're big.
They're regional.
I got a buddy that works for their corporate office.
How come he hasn't? What? How come we haven't talked to him about this?
You can have him on your podcast if you want.
I just need them to sponsor the show. It's the
You want to be sponsored by Zatarans?
no by Lion's Choice.
This is like when the Dana Carvey show was going out and they kept changing their sponsor every week. So it was like Diet Mug Root Beer Dana Carvey show. And then next week it was like a Chinese restaurant that they ordered their takeout from.
They sell the naming rights every week.
Every yeah, they just had to get new sponsors.
Yeah.
And they couldn't hold on to one. And that's what you got to do.
Maybe we should do that. So if you want to sponsor an episode of the show, we'll name it after you.
There you go.
How much would that cost?
Us or them?
How much? No, I mean it wouldn't cost us anything to put their name on the episode of the show.
You saying you want them to pay you for advertisement, basically?
Right.
Oh,
How much
okay.
should we charge them?
$200.
I love that.
Boom.
If you give me $200, the
Yeah.
next episode of the show is named after whatever you want me to name it after.
Yeah, yeah. This week's episode is brought to you by Shady Ray's Sunglasses.
No, that's big budget.
This week's episode is brought to you by Lee's Recipe Chicken.
That's too big.
This week's episode is brought to you by that bodega down the street.
That's the thing. That's more like it. This week's
you go.
episode is brought to you by Good Times Smoke Shop on
There
Chippewa.
you go. Yeah, this week's episode is brought to you by Magic Market.
But we need to get it bigger so that the sponsors are the level of the people that make the clips viral.
This week's episode is brought to you by Wally's Truck Stop.
If we could do, if episode 104 was It's Toyota Truck Month.
Give me one. That's good. Give me one. Come on. No.
What? Oh, you're talking about?
Yeah.
It looks like you're looking past me, honestly.
Yeah. No, not you. The guy in the corner.
Oh, fuck.
Please.
Is the brand in the room with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, what were we talking about?
Like who
well.
we should sell the naming rights of the next few episodes to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we did an episode that was all about Toyota Truck Month, that could be good.
But you're talking about
That's
big
good.
budget. Toyota Truck Month is huge.
I would
The
love that.
McRib.
This week's just
Yeah.
the McRib.
Just the McRib. It's back.
Yes, the
It's
McRib.
back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the McRib
Here's
is
the
back.
thing. You know why they take it away? Because nobody would eat it if you could remind yourself throughout the year that it's not good.
That's exactly how it is.
Because it just has that processed porky flavor that's just not even what
My
pork
thing
tastes
is,
like anymore.
It looks like it has the bones in it, right? But there are no bones in it.
No, it's ground pork.
That kills me that they
And they
have to
shape
make
it
look
into a
like that.
riblet.
Yeah.
So it looks like,
Riblet.
yeah, a riblet.
That's my thing, though. Is,
Applebee's, another great one.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Poor Applebee's.
This week's episode brought to you by the Chili's Triple Dipper.
Anytime I go into an Applebee's, they can't seat you for like 30 minutes because there's plenty of tables, but there's no servers. So
Yeah.
there's like one server, and so they're only using one section of the restaurant.
One of the few remaining Applebee's, the one over on Watson, actually, we were there back in like February, and they had this genius idea to promote bringing a date to Applebee's on Valentine's Day by shutting down a whole section and staging dummies dressed up like they're on dates with like the sign on the table being like, "This could be you," and it's like an old couple like,
It's a taxidermied family
Yeah.
gawking at each other.
That's what it is. Yeah, enjoy your 2 for $25 or whatever the fuck the deal is, and that's it. So if you want to cut back on servers because you don't have enough, you just need to eliminate your sections and make those sections that are eliminated advertisement space
Do you need
for
to pee?
coming events, huh?
Do you need to pee?
No, why?
I'm going to pee.
Go pee.
Can you talk to me
Go
about
piss, girl.
How are you going to bring Applebee's back?
Well, I think we got to start with the numbers. You got to have more Applebee's.
It should be quicker. It should be like quick serve. Like build your own 2 for $20. You just have like chafing dishes full of the Southwest egg rolls and shit. Or what are they? No, that's Chili's. See, I'm off my game. Go ahead. I'm
Go
sorry.
piss, girl. Anyway, so here's the thing is that with Applebee's, their biggest problem was getting rid of so many of their franchises. But like you could have more Applebee's in your life today if you go support your local Applebee's and ask them about expanding. Because there's so much stuff left over from when COVID took out so many businesses. Why not put an Applebee's there?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
And then they really should just, maybe prolong the unlimited boneless wing thing, because the last time I went to an Applebee's, they were doing that, and we were really, I guess it was the second to last time. I've been to Applebee's too much in the last 5 years. Anyway,
Yeah.
no, it was like last summer. It was like
Yeah.
post Lake weekend in Osage, and it was just like, oh god, there's an Applebee's, we should do this because we already feel like total garbage. And we went and got like just big old diet sodas and unlimited boneless wings, and there was only like 4 sauces you could do with the unlimited. There's like 10 sauces, but there's like 3 or 4 you can do with the unlimited, so we just kept like alternating. Like, I want the hot this time, but then come back in 10 minutes with some Parmesan garlics, and then bring me the barbecues 15 minutes after that, and that's how we did it until we were all so disgusted with ourselves that we had to motivate ourselves to leave. Yeah, we did the Wolf of Wall Street martini thing, but with unlimited boneless wings at an Applebee's in Osage.
Yeah, that's always a pain in the ass. If something's all you can eat, it needs to be buffet style, because because you're gatekeeping me.
Do you think you're cool because you don't wear a big set of headphones?
No, I just had these in my backpack.
Yeah, whatever.
These are great. These are the Mackie dynamic driver in-ear monitors that they sound better for electric guitar than the Shure ones I have. I have the really nice Shure ones that have great low-end response. What the electric guitar sounds a little...
How do they handle getting wet?
I don't know. I don't get them wet.
Really? You're a sweaty dude. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, if I start getting real sweaty, I probably don't need these.
That's not true about your shows. Shows get hot.
I don't necessarily need these both in the whole time.
There's all the lights
they're,
and the people,
but they're
and the
sweat
heat
resistant.
and the vibes. Did you pop your shirt off last Friday? Someone said you popped off your shirt last Friday at the No Antics show.
Well, by the end of the encore, it was completely unbuttoned, and so I took it off just to put another one on, a dry shirt on. I had Joe run in the merch booth and get me a. That's on the Patreon.com/Jacob
The
V.
No Antics show from last Friday.
I'm working on the final version for us to put out somewhere or put pieces out of somewhere, but I put a first draft up. So if you weren't at the big No Antics show last week, you could see that on Patreon.com/Jacob V.
You might have been somewhere else, like my wedding shower.
I did both.
You Irish goodbye. My mother was upset.
I did not Irish goodbye.
You Irish goodbye.
I did not Irish goodbye at your shower. I hugged Mother deeply. You guys were all hammered drunk.
We were drunk.
We're on the podcast right now.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, I won't keep you.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just driving home. We just got our pedicures.
Oh.
Praise God.
Hey, listen. Remember when your son Irish goodbye at my wedding shower last week?
I hugged you with my backpack on and said, okay, I got to go.
You both? Never mind.
Okay.
Am I on the podcast?
You are.
Well, we're on the podcast.
I was just about to say you both looked Asian because of a certain reason.
Okay.
Because we were jerking off.
Well,
That's racist.
I'm not that kind of goy.
All right. All right. Welcome to the Patreon.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Bye.
And that's actually why Mom's never been on the podcast.
You never really know what she's going to say.
She's
a loose
sometimes
cannon.
you have an idea what she might say, and you don't want her to say it.
Sometimes she doesn't even know what she's going to say. and
That's
then
she never knows.
And then she says it wrong, and then she makes fun of herself for saying it wrong by saying it worse. And I can't provide examples.
Like
without
doubling
feeling
down.
good. Yeah.
The doubling down is hard to watch.
She's like, well, I'm already over the edge. I might as well
Yeah.
jump. Yeah.
You don't have to double down.
She's like that. She's
Yeah.
definitely like that. She's like, she's kind of like.
She loves saying the word clitoris very loud.
Oh, that's fun.
Loves it.
She
But like in
thinks-
inappropriate times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she thinks it's funny. Like
She-
a
yeah,
seventh
she'll
grade boy
say-
might think it's funny.
She'll say, I'm
Yeah.
too legit to clit. And then she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and then it's like, well,
okay,
there it is.
guys, thanks for coming to Easter.
I guess we'll have our check. Thank you for stopping by.
yeah,
that
well, at our
moment,
Easter
yeah.
brunch. Yikes.
It's true.
I wonder why she didn't have a better time in Catholic school.
This week's episode brought to you by Too Legit to Clit. It's a rejuvenation service. They're in South County.
She's probably doing that.
It's a side hustle.
She got mad because that clip blew up of us talking about her regimen of alternating Botox and eyebrow threading.
I thought that was hilarious.
I thought it was great.
I thought she was mad because we doxed her for stealing from Walmart.
I don't think she's ever knowingly stolen from Walmart.
Yes, she has. She did it for a good while. Plants mostly.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's
But she was like, I just keep this thing in my cart and I scan the other stuff and then I go.
You know, and
I'm
until they have
bad.
over $250 on you.
Yeah, and then it's grand
they-
larceny.
Yeah, that's the other thing that
That's why I told
Walmart,
you, you gotta stop. They're making a
Walmart.
portfolio.
Yeah, didn't she watch the pod where you explained that Walmart is tracking her?
I think I think she told me that was bullshit. She said, I saw that clip. It was bullshit. And I was
That's
like,
bullshit because I'm up to like $1,500.
Yeah.
They ain't got me yet.
Have you seen all my plants?
Have you seen all these begonias? I didn't pay for one.
Yeah, that shrimp tree. She probably stole that shrimp tree from Walmart.
She paid for your entire shower out of her plant budget because she saves so much.
Well, she flips plants.
She flips them.
She steals them and then sells them.
She steals them. She brings them home.
100%
She
profit.
grows. She builds them up. She nurtures them to strength, and then she finds homes for them, which is brilliant. What are we going to do with all the pottery
When she goes.
when she
inevitably.
ascends this plane and goes to glory?
I figure we just find a big hole and throw it in there.
I feel like we gotta dump it on somebody, but like in a donation format, because I would love for it to be on display
We
somewhere.
have to get rid of it without Danielle being involved because she'll take all of it.
You
Well-
can bury it for the next civilization in 1,000 years.
It's
or so
beautiful
to
stuff. If
find.
there was like a university of I almost
What?
said poverty. If
Guys,
there
we
was a
found this-
university of pottery
We
or
found this
something,
ancient relic. Apparently, Gringo Jones was a big thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is from the Gringo Jones Empire.
the Magnolia set,
Yeah, this is from.
Magnolia Homes.
This one still has a sticker on it. $75. Anyway,
Does that plant say Cybergs on it? Where did she get that? I would love to have the Cybergs on the show. You know, we went to school with them
did we?
when we were in Afton for a couple of years.
Well, okay. Well,
Yeah. But I was in Miss
I was
Newcomer's first grade class
there for
with
2 years.
one of the Cyberg girls.
there's
his
a lot
daughter.
of Cybergs.
Yeah. But and then she worked at the Gravois location.
That's
for a
like
while.
how we went to high school with a Sun Trup. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a more common name than that. She's actually related to the restaurant people, whereas that other example is not necessarily quite as direct. But the because that sauce is good.
the Cyberg's wing sauce.
Yeah.
It is good. It's like a mustard base. But here's my thing is I like a wing that is sauced, but it's not like really caked on. And when Cybergs toss their wings, it's like they take a whole one of these and dump it in the bowl because those wings come out and you got to go through like
They're slippery.
a 1/16 of an inch of sauce to even touch the bone.
They're sloppy.
Yeah, it's more of a viscous sauce.
It's really on there. It's thick.
Have you seen the fat guy talking about his foreplate? The guy thinks the guy's asking him about foreplay, and he's talking about a foreplate. He starts saying, see, I'm thinking lasagna, lamb chops, baked mac and cheese. I could see it now. Chicken wings. And he's like, you're talking about foreplate, right? Four?
He's talking about 4 different plates or one of those plates that has 4 sections.
I think he's talking about a plate that has 4 sections and
things
what
in
he
it.
would fill it up with at the cookout.
What I would always do is I would do mates over 2 of the pockets, and then then there'd be that one big
Amateur.
pocket that you would use. I would stack 2 like rice and
Amateur.
beans together, and I mix them. Some people are upset with mixing foods together on the plate, but it's like it's going to be like that inside of you.
I kind of at an open buffet cookout function like that, I'm optimizing all of that real estate.
Well, be
so
honest.
I'm not doing meat just on the plate.
When's the
Meat
last
is
time you
always
went to a
over
buffet?
something.
When's the last time you went to a buffet?
No, I'm saying buffet style at like a family cookout.
No, I understand, but when's the last time you went to a buffet?
Didn't you pick me up from the buffet? I locked my keys in my car. At Joy Luck.
Yeah, I forgot that was a buffet. I keep thinking it's just a Chinese restaurant. But we used to go to Chinese buffets or any buffets with our family, and we would always come back to the table first thing with 2 plates. There was never the one, and then you
No,
go to
yeah.
always came back with 2 plates to start.
Yeah.
And
For
then
me, it
you-
was always a hot plate and a
And
cold
then
plate.
you go down. Yeah, right. You could do that, or it's just like I need all my entrees on this and all my sides on this, and then you do that. But I remember just always starting with 2 plates. But if you're at a cookout or a group event where you're invited to someone's home or backyard or a park or
And
something,
the line is long at that thing.
you
because
should
everyone's
you
eating at the same
shouldn't
time.
two-plate it because you seem selfish.
No, so what you make like a giant marginalized chinette plate, like the disposable heavy duty thing, like you do for Thanksgiving, and you do KFC famous bowl style, where all of your sides are the foundation for your proteins.
You got to dig through your proteins to get to your stuff.
Well, I'm probably going to eat the ham or the turkey or the whatever first. And then when I'm done, any flavors left behind are just going to add to, maybe I have the Waldorf salad or the party potatoes, the funeral potatoes with the cornflakes on them, or mashed potatoes.
Who's bringing a Waldorf salad?
I love a Waldorf salad. I'll make you one.
I worked at a place that had a really good Waldorf salad.
The texture, usually people want to use like hard green apples, but I like a pink lady apple, which is the traditional apple of American apple pie, is the pink lady.
I'm big on Fuji's. That's where I'm at.
Which one's the Fuji?
It's a sweet apple.
But what color is it?
It's red, but
No.
sometimes there's some yellow tones.
No, I don't like those.
Love me.
Those
a
are too
Fuji.
basic.
Not those like waxy, shitty red ones.
No,
I'm talking about
I like the
they're
big
fat,
yellow ones though. If you can get them,
like golden delicious.
we should just go eat apples after this.
Yeah, what are we doing?
You want to go drink a 40 ounce and eat an apple with me?
This week's episode brought to you by Eckert's,
Eckert's.
home of the overpriced pumpkins and apples.
That's the thing. Our grandfather swore them off near the end.
We got 3 pumpkins from them last year, and I think it was $75 for 3 fucking that I had to carry pumpkins.
That's the thing too. I don't understand this economy of let's pay somebody else so we can go pick our own food. Like, remember when we went to Florida with Dad and we did the strawberry picking?
No, I blocked that out.
That-
I probably was getting bullied a lot.
Oh my God, it was awful. I was not having a good time. That guy's dead now that we were on that vacation with.
Who?
That guy that was the neighbor. Remember when we went with that family?
Oh yeah, Justin's dad.
And we went and we did strawberry picking. I'm like, why are we stopping to pay?
Was that in Destin?
Yeah.
Was that when we drove 12 hours?
Yeah.
And Mark.
I'm so fucking pissed.
Our father ran a power cord through the back of his truck window, and we were in the camper shell in the bed of the
In
truck.
an air mattress.
On an air mattress, and we were playing PlayStation 2 on a 12-hour drive to Florida in the back of a truck, not seat belted.
remember that.
I remember it. I remember you sleeping and me playing Freedom Fighters and being like, "This is weird."
Which one was Freedom Fighters?
It was a game. It doesn't matter.
I can't believe the poverty mentality of, oh, we're going to go on a beautiful family vacation and we're going to drive all the way there.
We drive 12 hours.
That fucking Midwestern thing
To-
of, oh, what? Why would we fly? We could just drive. It'll take 10 times as long.
Right.
It'll cost maybe 3/4 as much.
Did you know we were planning on going to Ireland? Did you know to drive from Dublin to the Isles of Moher on the opposite side of the island is 3 hours?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Cliffs of Moher. Sorry.
Like, once I flew to Europe, we were able to take a bus all over Germany and Austria and Switzerland and Liechtenstein because they're not that big. But going all the way from here to Florida takes forever.
12 hours.
I can't believe.
Sometimes longer, depending on where you're going, because it's a peninsula.
And I didn't fly, even as an adult, for like 15 years.
Flying's
because of
weird.
that mentality that, oh, it's not worth it. I'm not worthy. It's too expensive. I might as well just drive 9 hours.
Did I tell you about the last time I went to Florida? It was just a few months ago, and we went to that airport in Belleville area over in Illinois, and it's the best flying experience I've ever had out of St. Louis because it's so small and there's no one there, and there was a bar and there was stuff to do and hang out, and then the flight happened, and it was just so seamless, and TSA wasn't a huge mess. I loved it. I want to fly everywhere out of that airport from now because Lambert is a shit show. It's not even that big of an airport. Why is it such a shit show? Did I tell you about when I had a 7-hour delay in Toronto? Layover? Sorry.
Toronto, Canada?
Yes.
On your way back from Vienna?
Yes, we were exhausted, and we had to hang out in Toronto for 7 hours. And we had a small layover, like 3 hours, the first on the way out. And we were like, oh, we just like went and kicked it and like looked at some stuff. And then we were like, okay, we got to get back to the airport. But we were exhausted, we didn't want to leave. So we just kind of hung out for 7 hours in the Toronto airport, which is big. But yikes, it was a lot. You know when you see those pictures of people laying on the airport floor, just like on the tile, like using their backpack as a pillow and just looking at their phone? That shit's real.
I don't have the constitution for that because I can't really sleep without my machine. So for me to just nod off
I can't
in an
imagine
airport.
you full sleep apneaing. just all
That's
over
what we
the
talked about
airport.
on the last episode. I was just finishing it on the way in here. That
And then your gate
like
changes.
I kind of black out on a plane, and I'm like, I'm just gonna shut down entirely. But that means I'm like next to this poor elderly couple who are nice enough to share their row with me.
Yes. When we were flying the 9-hour flight from Toronto to Vienna, a guy, I couldn't sleep. I slept for like the first 45 minutes, and I woke up and I couldn't sleep the rest of the time. And I didn't have headphones to plug into the thing, so I couldn't watch movies that way. It was really horrible.
You could ask for some.
4 hours into the flight, middle of the night, this man stands up 6 rows ahead of me, and he took off his shirt at one point, and it's just wearing like this wife beater that's not,
It's not enough.
It's not. It's just. It's like it's this way. It didn't matter. He stood up and he turned around and his eyes are closed and he just goes, ah! And his wife is like hitting him, and he he just goes, whoa, and he sits back down. And it's like the plane is dark and quiet. You can hear people snoring a little bit.
Is he having a night terror?
I think he had a night terror or a nightmare, and he just literally stood up with like a titty out and was just, ah! And then he just sits back down. That was it. I was like, I'm so glad that no one came and said anything. He just sat down and it just went back to normal, and it was just like, fucking what? Like we were above the ocean, and this man started just screaming.
That's what they said. They said, "Listen, he sat back down. There's nothing we're gonna do."
Right?
What do you want me to shoot him?
I don't know.
If he does it again, we'll do something.
Ron.
But that's
Ron, wake up, honey. Ron.
I'm picturing you looking out over the window.
It's just me, just being like, it was just because the seats, and I saw him, and he starts, and I think I just went.
Because you're accidentally raw dogging the flight because you're so ill prepared to be an
Yeah.
adult.
You ever raw dog a flight? Holy
No.
shit!
And then I don't think we had headphones when I flew to Europe.
Well, no.
We must have.
What I do now is I download. I have Vudu or whatever, and I download movies that I own digital copies of, and then I have them for when I don't have service. And I've watched Hot Rod like 5 times because of this, because it's one of the only ones I've done. And Deep Blue Sea. I watched Deep Blue Sea while flying back from Florida with airplane mode on. It was delightful, but except for when you're watching Deep Blue Sea and you look out and you just see ocean. And you're like, oh.
When I flew to Atlanta, I almost stopped at the vending machine in the Chicago airport for my connecting, where I almost spent $300 on AirPods out of a vending machine because I didn't have them. And
That would have been devastating.
well, and I always have these goddamn nice ass motherfucking in-ear monitors,
You got
but
the
I don't have
goddamn-
the dongle for the iPhone, and it's just I just suffer.
Well, some flights include disposable like headphones, or they just give you like a cheap, shitty pair of headphones that can plug into the aux thing on the back of the other person's chair, and that's nice. But then, of course, those probably just get thrown away, so that's kind of wasteful, obviously. But I've definitely used those. That's how I watched Zombieland 2, which was horrible. On the way back from Vienna to Toronto,
That's why that movie exists.
We did not sleep for the 8.5-hour flight, and we watched 4 movies back to back and didn't sleep the whole time. Just couldn't sleep. This is what it was. I don't know.
yeah, you should journal in those times.
I guess I didn't have a journal because I was too busy taking care of all the little things Danielle wanted to bring back from Europe. She bought a record from a concert for a band that we saw.
You had to fly back with a vinyl record.
I had to carry a vinyl record through 2 countries after she got it, and then every airport and every bus station and then on every fucking flight. And I just would carry it with the handle to my rolling suitcase so that it would lay flat against the bars and not get dinged on anything. We have it. I did it. But she didn't think for a second about how we were going to get that vinyl back to
Why
the
wouldn't
United
you put it
States.
in the suitcase?
The suitcase was too small. We only did carry-on size suitcases because we didn't want to have check bags to save on money and also worrying about losing all of our shit.
That's what I'm saying. This
And then
poverty mentality.
Every single Airbnb that we had in Europe, almost every single one of them had a washer, but a lot of them don't have dryers there. So when we were in Venice, Italy, we did laundry, and I had to hang them on a clothesline out over a canal. And I was like, if I lose these jeans, what am I gonna do? It's my only pair of
You
jeans.
know what you'll do? Oh, you know what? I was just about to say you'll buy more jeans. However, somebody of your caliber,
Right.
physically,
Yeah.
in Italy,
I would have to buy my waist size, but then way shorter.
There's no DXL in Italy.
They'd be man prees, and that's,
dude,
yeah.
if you could find something that would wrap around your waist, yeah, there's no way something's gonna be long enough.
I got. all
You'd
that
have to go
body.
into a fucking. Where was this?
That was Venice, Italy.
You'd have to go into a Venetian tailor and have something hand drawn up for yourself.
But they could probably do that day of. Very hardworking.
Yeah, because they can take just the whole swatch they get from the textile plant in Istanbul, and they could just wrap it around each of your fucking tree trunk
You just
legs.
wanted to say swatch.
Can you stand up and show the audience these little shorts you got on?
No.
You were such a dirtbag.
Quit telling me to do stuff with my clothes.
Take that shirt off and show everyone your shorts.
No.
Yeah, let's see those nips.
Let me see those furry nips,
I'll pop
bro.
off my top and blast my nips.
He's got a goatee on his breasts.
That's not true.
Guys, thank you for coming back to Jacob V Weekly.
I didn't know when we were going to call it.
I just like to feel. I like to really squeeze all the toothpaste out of the tube. You know what I'm saying,
You
girl?
got to roll the end, and then it makes more pressure in the tube.
Well, you tell my wife that. 'Cause you tell her to roll the end, because she won't.
I will not.
Is what I'm saying.
I will not do that.
Patreon.com/JacobV. Tons of. It's better every time I work on something. We're constantly learning how to do video stuff and how to improve it, and tons of great video content on the Patreon now. And you have access to all of it as soon as you subscribe. You can go back and you have over 300 posts now of the last couple of years on the Patreon. So if there's more stuff you want, that's where to get it. You can get this show on any platform. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm back on Spotify. Podbean is my aggregator. You could go directly there. I don't necessarily see any money or anything that way. I just like the downloads. If you could get downloads of the show, feel free to spread it around your different apps. Also, you could follow us on Instagram.
Spread down those loads.
At Jacob V Weekly. You could follow us on YouTube at Jacob V STL. We finally got enough subscribers where I could change the name. It used to just be my last name. We're moving on up in the world.
I love that for you.
Even today, we're actually, both of our cameras are in the same resolution. Last time you were here, you were in 1080 and I was in 4K, and that's why you looked like a tomato.
I thought it looked great.
I thought you looked great, but you were a little red.
My hairline is upsetting me.
Is that why you have the hat on today?
Oh no!
You kind of looked like Agent Smith last week.
I worked all day, and then I got home and I haven't showered, and I changed.
You got to wash that ass.
I will, but I'm going to go to the gym after this, so I'm going to get sweaty again. So I figure why not?
You're going to work physical labor all day, and then you're going to go to the Gime.
Yes, the guy.
At Malachi Envy on X.
Oh, give me a sketch.
We are also on Twitch.tv.
Are you on Twitch?
STL. Yeah, we're going to start doing some streaming stuff now that I've been getting the basement together with the home studio again, because I got rid of some furniture and that pool table and whatnot. So I want to shoot some stuff there, and I've done some Patreon exclusive stuff there with Alfred. We did a little after show there when he was on the show for episode 100. We went back to the crib and talked shit about cringe stuff on YouTube.
Is something wrong with my hat?
No. I just noticed that you were wearing a hat. You didn't
like
wear
this
a hat.
hat.
I like the hat a lot. I think. What's it say?
Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's an OG splatter horror. It's the guy that uses the lawnmower and kills a bunch of zombies. Have you not seen?
I have not seen that. What's that on?
Oh, I'll have to look it up.
Why do you have a hat that says that?
Because I really enjoyed it, and I saw the hat for sale online, and I bought it.
Oh, they got your number with that one.
They also have an Evil Dead 2 one that's by Real Tree. It's camo. And I'm like, oh, it's a camo Evil Dead 2 hat. I kind of want it.
Oh, I want one.
Yeah, I'll show you it.
I don't think I can wear hats. I was in a hat phase when I first started dating my wife. I was wearing a fedora because I had custom ordered one that would be the right size.
I might just buy it.
I was wearing a felt fedora and a black motorcycle jacket.
Oh, was it that one that's too short for the body because it's not supposed to be full length?
Right. Yeah.
Remember when you had that marching band jacket that you wear sometimes?
I was never really small enough for that.
Well,
it's a cute jacket, though.
It was a cute jacket.
I should put that on Tina. That's in a suitcase. It's in some of my vintage luggage.
Why the fuck? I can't buy anything on Vudu for my phone, and I don't know why.
That's weird. I think we're going to have an adult film couple on the show.
Oh.
is something we're talking about doing. We have singer-songwriters and local bands that are coming on the show.
There's like a couple that have an OnlyFans or something.
There's 2 adult film actors who are also a married couple that have greenlit coming on the show. So and they did it.
Interesting.
They did a podcast already that'll kind of serve as a primer for kind of their story and stuff, because I don't necessarily like getting into the really gross stuff.
Sometimes you need a base.
You know what I mean? But I would love to talk about like the economics of the branding of the whole thing and culturally and whatnot, how that's developed and what that looks like these days. So look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it. I was not expecting.
I really want to make a horror film.
A horror film.
Yes.
I got a guy.
That's what I'm saying. I think we should collaborate with him. I think we should do something.
Folks, also, if you haven't watched the short that I was in, written, directed by Braden Fogel, it's called The Last Thanksgiving.
It is linked on our Patreon, but it is not Patreon exclusive. You can see it on YouTube, and you should.
We've entered to be in multiple festivals. So far, we've been in Hysteria Fest, which was at the Arcaden on Gravois. And I recommend it. I don't know. I was in it. I had fun.
I think your performance was a highlight of the thing for me. I thought it was very compelling, and especially considering it's the first time you've ever really done something quite like that.
I've never acted before like that. No.
Yeah.
What the same guy did, we entered a short film contest for a brewery out in Connecticut randomly. And we did a 90-second short, and that was the first time I'd ever acted. And it was, it didn't have a script. It was just like a storyboard thing. But we got first place in that. So we're kind of 1 for 1 right now. We're doing pretty, or 2 for 2 right now. We're doing pretty good.
2-0.
2-0, sure. I'm just really enjoying our times.
Yeah, and so that's the last thing that that's the last thing a friend of mine told me before he died.
We should probably end the podcast.
He said,
we should probably.
And I said, all right, baby. I said, all right, baby.
All right.
Jacob V Weekly, Patreon.com, Doorstop-Studio.Square.Site, Good Company STL in the Grove, CaddyshackIL.org.
Canned Productions now.
Is that the thing?
That's his self-titled.
Perfect. I love it. Praise God. We'll see you next week.